I said I would be reacting to is Would Spider-Man Villains Be Scary RIL, Part 1 to 3, and I'm a man of my word. Let's watch it.
Hey, what's up, it's Hyphen. On my channel, I have a series called Would Spider-Man Villains Be Scary in Real Life, and I've made 3 parts of this series so far. The only problem is, on each episode of this series, somebody comments to do villains that I did in one of the other 2 episodes. So I figured, why not make a supercut of all 3 of the episodes so that you can just watch it as a whole, and, you know, not have to be like, hey, did you do this villain? Because I did do that villain. Unless I didn't do that villain. In that case, I'm sorry for yelling at you. So without making you wait any further, here are the first 3 parts of rating Spider-Man villains on whether or not they'll be scary in real life. With Insomniac's Spider-Man 2 gameplay releasing, along
Spider-Man 2 spoilers.
with all of the hype around Across the Spider-Verse, I've been thinking about Spider-Man a lot. And for the majority of people that don't know, I have a series on my channel called Rating Batman Villains on whether or not they would be scary in real life, and a lot of people seem to enjoy those, so I figured why not give Spider-Man the same treatment that I've been giving Batman. And before I get into it, I just wanted to really quickly
subtitles, I'm sorry.
for those of you that don't know, for every single person that subscribes, I actually gain a subscriber, so make sure to do that, because you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. Welcome to Rating Spider-Man Villains on whether or not they would be scary in real life. When you think of popular Spider-Man villains, there's one that comes to mind immediately.
Green Goblin, it's gonna be Venom. Watch it, it's gonna be Venom.
The most popular Spider-Man villain, so let's do him first. That's right, you guessed it. Big Wheel. He's 5'5", 140 pounds, and trapped inside of a big wheel. His main powers consist of being in a big wheel. I think it goes without saying.
Yeah, I do genuinely feel bad for Big Wheel. Like, Big Wheel in war, you know, wanted to, well, off himself. And then that Flash-looking motherfucker with a really big bulge. No, seriously, why? Either he's turned on or he shot himself. Because why is his bulge that big? Anyway, he said, "Nah, brother, you ain't killing yourself. You gotta get me some money and see ya." Yeah.
That Big Wheel would be horrifying in real life. Can you look me in the eyes and tell me that you would be able to sleep at night knowing that there's somebody out there in a big wheel? Exactly. Now that we've gotten the biggest one out of the way, we can move on to the...
I mean, yeah, seriously, I think, honestly, it would be kind of funny if he did some more meme films, like, one of the best Spider-Man films ever. One of the best Spider-Man films ever, Dr. Fright. This is a real villain, by the way. His point is, if he takes off his mask, you know, let me just show you. This show is amazing. Spider-Man, where you coming from, Spider-Man? Nobody knows who you are.
Today.
Sorry, that theme song is just, oh, that theme song's peak. Shouts to Easy Guy. Anyway, when, he explains himself. They explain.
This episode, Spidey meets Dr. Fright. Spider-Man is hoping to relax and enjoy.
He did it before Miles. He did it before Miles. I'm ranting, I'm spiraling. Let me ask you, who did it better? Who pulled off the look better, Miles or Peter? Miles or Peter? Miles, Peter. They're basically one and the same. I don't really like fanboy socks on Miles, so I'll have to say Peter did it better.
A little ice skating. But little does our wall-crawling hero know, in another part of town lurks Dr. Fright. The monster with a face so frightening that people freeze in their tracks when they see him. No, don't do that. We'd like to show you his face, dear readers, but you'd freeze in your tracks.
That's right! I'm Dr. Fright! And
You better... Hyphen, you better do Dr. Fright.
I'm up to no good!
Watch train! Spider-Man flies cough drops, a sick Eskimo! Get your newspaper, hot off the press!
I'm pretty sure you can't call one that.
Think I'll get myself a paper, but I ain't gonna pay for it, oh no!
Watch train!
Now this is why it's the most scariest Spider-Man villain ever.
Dr. Fright never pays!
hope that's enough proof on why Dr. Fright would be the most scary Spider-Man villain ever. That was just one big fucking ramble.
Lesser known villains. Next, let's do the one and only Green Goblin. Listen,
Who the fuck's that guy?
I know this guy's a menace, but the double alliteration on a name that has Goblin in it, it doesn't really scream horrifying. Like, for some reason I imagine it's setting up a joke like Green Goblin D's. No, but he is horrifying though.
Yeah, I love that design, but I'm honestly kinda glad. The fact that isn't real human teeth is... Actually, it might be real human teeth. I don't fucking know, but god, that mask, wow, it is beautiful. Like, in all the, you know, like how horror movie props are beautiful because how good they are.
Norman Osborn has a list of mental illnesses that is so long that I can make an entire video just naming them. And let's be honest, someone most definitely has. Something that he's known for is going out of his way to try to kill people that Spider-Man cares about. One of his most iconic moments,
What a bitch.
being killing Gwen Stacy. And before someone comments, "No, that's Harry Osborn." Yes, I know. That's the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I'm talking about the original version in the comics. Do you want to be friends? Because I also like that movie. And as scary as Norman would be for Spider-Man and anybody related
I'm more of a Raimi guy, but no offense to people like Tasm.
to or close to Spider-Man, I feel like from an outside perspective, from a distance, it's like, aw dang, that's really messed up.
Best plushie ever.
Anyway, I got work tomorrow. So if he specifically had a grudge against you, horrifying. But if you had nothing to do with him, meh. Alright, next.
I mean, you're acting like this guy doesn't, like, you know, attack people in the... I guess he does do stuff to Spider-Man. But I mean, there's plenty of comics where Green Goblin does stuff. Oh, Spider-Man out of fear out of 10? Spider-Man's a 10 out of 10 on fear. Green Goblin? I think I'm gonna get a 6. Cause yeah, a 6. I agree with what he's saying. But I mean, it's still fucking scary, all the explosions and shit.
Next up, let's do Venom.
Venom. Some people's favorite villains. I think Marvel needs to stop using them. They're using them too much.
an alien symbiote that gives enhanced abilities to the person that it's attached to. It also makes the wearer more aggressive, and most of the time it ends up making them become either borderline evil or just like straight up evil. Just that on its own is already horrifying. Like the idea of somebody who's crazy getting like enhanced abilities and being able to do stuff that people shouldn't be able
Yeah, he exists. His name's Carnage.
to do, that alone is horrifying. Plus, not to mention, they might look like this. It looks like it's gonna eat my dog. So that alone is horrifying. But then on top of all that, it also in some iterations can just like form its own body without being attached to somebody. So like this super powerful, super durable entity that has no connection to humanity and once...
Yeah, I just want to say, Venom could go invisible. So, if you think Venom is creepy enough, wait till you hear the fact that he can disappear from your sights. He can disappear via camouflage, you know? He can just disappear. Out of sudden movement. Yes, like, where's Venom? Gone. Invisible. Out of sight. I really hope the Venom game can go invisible, but let's be realistic, it would never fucking happen. It really hurts because I just really want to see Venom become invisible in a modern day setting. But sadly, you know, Marvel don't really do that anymore. Ever since, you know, modern times, Venom just lost the ability to become invisible. I don't even really know why. Did anyone say, Venom shouldn't become invisible? Because, why? You know? Why? Why would you be the fun boys? Like, he rips Peter in the water. Attacks him while seeing him. That's creepy. That's fucking horrific. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just saying. That's what makes Venom even more scary. He can disappear.
to hurt people is just on the loose. Venom would be horrifying in real life. Next up, I'm gonna do Curtis Connors, aka The Lizard. He's a super intelligent scientist that ended up
Dr. Connors!
turning himself into a lizard. A giant humanoid lizard. A giant humanoid lizard that doesn't like humans. I want to say that
I feel like Lizard as a villain deserves more respect because he's a really cool villain. He's up there, in my opinion, with some of the greats of Spider-Man villains. But that's just me, I just like Lizard.
this on its own is already already horrifying, but I know that people will say, actually that's not fair, because you said Killer Croc wouldn't be that scary in your rating Batman villains video, and Killer Croc and the Lizard are more or less the same thing. Okay, fine, I was wrong about Killer Croc.
It's the war of the shit handling. What?
I realized I could just turn off the one. I'm not listening to the ads. So, while we wait for the ads to complete, should we research more about Spider-Man? No, okay, sorry. Let's continue.
But in my defense, the two characters that I rated right before Killer Croc were so scary that I think it actually kind of desensitized me to him a little bit. So yes, I will now say I've changed my mind. Killer Croc would be scary in real life. Anyway, now back to the point of the video. Lizard is still...
Yeah, I hate that design so much, I'm sorry. It's just, why is he naked? Ew, I don't need to see that. That's disgusting. He should wear clothes. In my personal opinion, the Lizard is cool while he wears clothes. But, you know, teach your own.
Extremely smart, and in some iterations he looks like this. Not to mention, he
Look how Aura-farming he is. He's wearing clothes, he looks lizard-like, he's cool, he's a badass, he's smart, he's human-like. The Lizard is one of the best Spider-Man villains out there. Me personally, I think lizards I prefer aren't, you know, primal lizard cult leaders. Spider-Man 3, the game where he's like, we will fight to take our Earth back. I just feel like, oh, that's not the Lizard. The local Lizard is better as just an insane guy who wants to kill humans, but not for any reason, because he's just an animalistic, literally cold-blooded creature.
Wants to make more versions of this. So even if you are far away from him, knowing that he's out there and trying to create more versions of himself, and you might not be safe tomorrow.
He also ate his son and his wife.
It's pretty scary. The Lizard would most definitely be scary in real life.
Oh shit, who's the other ones? Big Wheel? Big Wheel. I mean, Big Wheel is terrifying. It's like, oh, Big Wheel. Big Wheel's a 4. Pretty sure he kills himself at the end of the story. But Venom is a 10. I know I make all these jokes about Venom. He's still a 10. He can go invisible. Who is that other guy? Lizard. Lizard is a fucking 5, I think. Yeah. Now, I mean, depends. Do you want to make skinny or monstrous and just too far?
I'm doing Vulture and you can't do anything to stop me. Okay, so I know that he has a sad backstory, right? And I know
But who gives a
that he's a fan favorite. But I'm sorry, Vulture would not be scary in real life. He's just a criminal with a wingsuit. And he's kind of like old. He would be...
Yeah, I mean, Vulture, I'm sorry, I like him, but you know, MCU Vulture did scare me. I was like, what the fuck is that thing when I first saw it? So,
super interesting and intriguing to learn about, but I can't imagine anybody watching the news and seeing somebody fly around with a bag of money and being like, oh, no, somebody stop him! No, he's gonna take more money! I feel like more realistically, you'd see him on the news and then you'd be like, what? He can fly? That's sick! What's that, he's stealing money? Yo, he just did a flip! What? And I know that somebody's going to go down to the comments and say a very specific issue where Vulture did something absolutely deplorable. And before you do that, let me just say, for any character that...
Remember, he asked me to do this. I forgot Noir Vulture exists. This guy eats people. Enough said. He ate Uncle Ben. I don't need to do more. He ate people. Yo, like, one of the most fucked up versions. I don't even know what I'm watching. Is this fan comics? I don't know what the fuck I'm reading right now, but still. What am I reading? What the fuck am I looking at? Is this a real comic? Ew. It's disgusting. See? You should just done some rubbish shows. Just hold the fucking gun on! I mean, Shared Dimensions. He knows. Just point that gun on him. Yeah. What the fuck is that design? Nah, who's this asshole? Today? Yeah, Noir Vulture ate a person. We can't exactly just ignore that.
stop me. Okay, so I know that he has a sad backstory, right? And I know that
Oh shit, sorry. I went back to find out what his name was, because I don't know how to spell word vulture.
can base their entire existence off of that. For example, if somebody's talking about how cool, wholesome, and nice they think Superman is, and I say, nah, remember that time he killed the Joker and enslaved the entire planet and became a terrible fascist? Your take that he's a good person is wrong. You would probably not know how to respond to that because you'd say, that's not the version of Superman I'm talking about. It's cool that you like that version, but that's not the one I'm talking about. If somebody's talking about a specific version of a character, bringing up a version of the character that they're not talking about as a rebuttal to why the character isn't cool is really annoying, and it happens a lot. Anyway, Vulture wouldn't be scary in real life. Yeah.
I think... I mean... I'd have to give him a 4. He's still flying. He's fighting Spider-Man and sometimes giving him a run for his money. If someone could defeat the person who I said is a 10 out of 10 in fear, then they're scary. Like, it's like saying, just let me think. It's like saying someone like, let me think, who's a Batman villain who isn't that? Egghead isn't that strong. But what if Egghead beats up Batman? Would Lenny be more scary? I know Egghead has never beat up Batman. I know Egghead has never beat up Batman, but it's just a... You know what I mean.
Hey, we're doing Rhino now. Sometimes Rhino is just wearing a big suit, and sometimes he looks like that. Regardless, this is scary. A lot of people like to act like the version of Rhino where he's just wearing a suit wouldn't be as intimidating, but to those people I'd like to propose a thought experiment. Imagine you're on an empty street, and 200 feet away from you is the mechanical Rhino. He decides he's gonna trample you, so he starts running at you at 90 miles per hour. Luckily for you though, you're not intimidated by him, cause he's just a guy in a suit. Since you're not intimidated by him, which do you think is more likely to happen when he hits you? A, he immediately bounces off like a helium balloon being punched by a small child, or B, it doesn't actually matter if you're intimidated or not, and when he hits you, you're immediately turned into a bowl of chili. Rhino would most definitely be scary if he became real.
I mean, Insomniac Rhino is a fucking badass. Yeah, if we're talking about cool versions like Insomniac Rhino, 10 out of 10, but if we're talking about stupid, dumb, I hate the dumb Rhino stereotype. Rhino should not be stupid. Rhino is a great villain. Making him stupid sucks. You're making a great character be wasted on derp. This will certainly Spider-Man derp. Shut the fuck. No, I'm joking, but seriously, I'm just not a big fan of dumb rhinos. Rhino is a great villain, and it just comes off as a little bit offensive. I don't know.
Next, I'm gonna do Sandman because I actually.
Sandman's terrifying. He's terrifying. I can say it before he can. Fucking Shattered Dimensions. That boss battle got me feeling uncomfortable and nervous. You know, that is horrific. It's body horror in its purest form.
Actually have a personal fear against Sandman. I know that sometimes Flint can be reasoned with, but for some reason whenever I think about Sandman, my brain automatically goes to the idea of him just like filling my mouth with sand and then expanding in my...
Okay.
My f***ing head explodes. So just the fear...
Alright. No, I agree. Sandman is fucking terrifying. Gore warning, and first of all, I didn't expect this video to get so gory. Is this you? This happened. In Marvel Zombies, he thought Spider-Man was zombie Spider-Man. So he... Let me just... You want me, huh? Eat this! Don't! He's dead! Alright, Spider-Man is dead at last! And Sandman I can't do a voice. I can't do a Sandman voice, I'm sorry. But yeah, he did that! Yucky! Yucky, ooh! Yeah, but what am I saying? Yeah, I agree, like... what am I trying to say? Spider-Man? I mean, Sandman is so hard to reason with, that if you try to reason with Sandman, you most likely just say, nah, fuck you, asshole, and then just beat the shit out of you.
Of knowing that somebody could do that to me would be absolutely...
Alright.
horrifying. Sandman would be scary.
I'd make an 8. I don't know. He could definitely kill you. And I'm not saying he couldn't kill you. At least his death would be easy, be quick. He isn't like throwing a bomb at you and then explodes and turns you into a skeleton.
In real life. Rest easy knowing that the last villain is going to be by far the best. The one and only Walrus. If you somehow don't know, Walrus has the strength and powers of a walrus. He also has a large hammer. Now that's already horrifying on its own, but then you learn
Fake ass Rhino.
That he's not concerned with money or power. All he wants is to cause mild property damage. I'm sorry for putting you through having to hear that, but I think it had to be said to understand the magnitude of how scary Walrus would be in real life. Imagine you're out for a walk at your local park and the slide is damaged. Yeah, Walrus would be absolutely horrifying in real life.
Yeah, Walrus. I mean, he holds a giant hammer. Imagine you say, "Hey, stop touching my fucking car, asshole!" And he uses the one on you. I'd say 4, not 1. I know it's just a meme, but 1. I mean, just shoot the bastard. He's not wearing an armor suit. Assuming you're in America, everyone has guns in there. Just go, pew pew! Shoot the bastard's head off. I'm only kidding, don't do that. I'm only playing YouTube.
Before we get into it though, I did want to say thank you all so much for all the support that you gave the previous
Thank you.
This episode, and for those of you that don't know, for every single person that subscribes to my channel,
the demon god Kokon Tepe spares my soul for 2 more days.
So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I wanted to start things off today with a straight up horrifying villain, and it's actually the most requested villain from episode 1.
Morbius, Mysterio. Let's see who it is.
Gotta admit, I am mad at myself a little bit for not including him in part 1 because he is one of the most popular Spider-Man villains. If you're a big Spider-Man fan, you guessed it. That's right. The Wall. For anybody...
I knew it was gonna be low. I should have mentioned The Wall. Before he gives the context, I'll show you. I don't know what this is from. Oh shit. No, fuck copyright, I don't know what this is from. So he was maybe in Spider-Man Cross the Spider-Verse. Let the sign is fucking peak! Oh! Give the artist who made that a kissy for me, okay? Because, oh my god! Oh my god! That is cool. I like the first design way more than the second design. It's the fucking Wall. One of the coolest Spider-Man villains. But seriously, I do really feel bad for the Wall. You know, let's just do a quick little ranking on the films. Prankster. This guy, I'll just see what he does. He pranks people. Oh, he glues his cell phone. Yeah, I have to show you this. This is just so strange. You have to see this. I'm gonna just be quiet for the whole scene.
Could it be the same prankster? Spidey's insect sense tells him that the prankster is about to strike again. This time in Mr. Ludkin's secretarial skills class, where a student is about to recite.
Now, class, I shall now demonstrate the proper way to answer a phone. First, you wait for the phone to ring. Very good. Now, the ringing sound you hear is your signal to pick up the receiver. Need some help? Hello? 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 Hello, can you hear me? Someone is trying to embarrass me.
Spidey decides to go to Mr. Prescott.
Oh! That was so hard to not speak for. Oh! Those were all adults! Even I knew how to answer a phone call, and I never had a phone in my life. You just fucking answer a put to your ear. What the fuck? What the fuck was that about? Oh, here's the twist about who the prankster is.
The school principal to warn him about the prankster. He doesn't find Mr. Prescott, but he does discover speed life.
This fucker is the prankster. The prankster glued a phone, glued something else. Any of you watch this episode? This guy is an absolute fiend. 10 out of 10. If the prankster glued your phone, you know what nowadays? You know people nowadays are addicted to their phone? Yeah. Let's say you got your phone. He glued it to the ground. You're gonna be fucking terrified. So as much as you may say, oh, you're not scared me, I'm not scared. You'd be terrified. Now, the spoiler, I'm not playing, he's actually scary. This guy, first of all, has a suit. Second of all, look what he does to this woman's ice cream. This is fucking weird, no one does this. He could have smashed her fucking skull! He could have murdered her! First of all, the fact that ice cream stayed intact is amazing. And then, look what he says! Look what he says here!
And so,
And yes, Morgan Freeman is in the show, I'm not playing.
Spoiler faces his greatest challenge.
It's always been my greatest ambition to spoil Spider-Man's day. I want to hear the world shout, the webhead is dead.
He wants to murder Spider-Man! That's not okay! And look, they even fight! He's just throwing hands with Spider-Man! He doesn't give a shit! Now, the wall. Now, what can I say about the wall? First of all, let's just quickly rank them. I'm not watching all of them. The wall. Okay, Prankster is fucking... That's a 4 out of 10. You lose your phone, you're mad. What if he hurt you? You can call him. The spoiler tried to kill Spider-Man. He's a 10. The wall... He's fucking terrifying. It's what Finney said about Rhino. He's 10. Queen Bee, she wants to take over the world. Fucking 10. Beastly Banana, that guy tried to control and use a gorilla to kill people. You know how strong gorillas are? 10 out of 10. Yeti, the Yeti is actually a really poor soul. I feel so terrible for the Yeti. 1 out of 10. He's not a monster, he's just an innocent baby. I feel so bad for Yeti. I genuinely do. I genuinely feel it. Spidey jumps. Spidey jumps. I can't. Spidey jumps. Okay, Spidey jumps the Thumper. She is terrifying. She dresses up as Napoleon Dynamite, Napoleon, and she punches you straight in the face and knocks people out. That's fucking terrifying. Silly Willy would... Oh wait, 10 out of 10. Silly Willy, he's a 6 out of 10. It would only affect you if you're rich. The Birthday Bandit, stop your birthday. Don't celebrate your birthday. 4 out of 10. Blue Beetle, he's a hero, so... Actually...
Hey there, it's Louie here.
I want you guys to see this. The Blue Beetle, he's a fucking gigachat.
Parcels. Check out our new music video for Sorry on YouTube.
Mary!
Now, a Blue Beetle... He is a gigachat. But there's a reason why I've said Spider-Man is scary. You'll see why.
He had a little lamb.
True.
I have a mustache.
Untrue.
Remember, say these facts. If you ever think something's false in an art, ask Blue Beetle.
I'm wearing glasses.
True.
I am gonna refute all these, probably. One day.
This is square.
Untrue.
I am a girl.
True.
You have a plant on your head.
God, that was scared you. Oh, Blue Beetle. This video is going to take an hour before it finishes because how much I like to ramble.
Untrue.
The Blue Beetle is the most wonderful, excellent, heroic person in the world.
Yeah, my boy Sparrow said, who the fuck's an orc? Who the fuck said he's the most heroic person in the world? I'm fucking... Let's see what Spider-Man's done. Spider-Man has died for people he's loved. He has risked his bones, he has been shot, been stabbed, been hurt, been in explosions. He's suffered for people he's loved. This fuck. I don't know if I don't really know Blue Beetle.
True. Next to this.
I just love the aura. You know, I just realized this suit is so much like a Web of Shadow suit. Did the Web of Shadow suit inspire off this game? If it did, that's actually really cute and really funny.
Of course. Right, Spidey? I mean, after you, I'm the greatest superhero in the whole world, right?
Oh! You speech bubble out, Spidey! Now this is where you see how some heroes are stronger than others. I'll show you. It took him hours to bend that. It took years to bend it. To not only show you Spider-Man. He's in pain. He hurt his muscle. And then look at Spider-Man. He did it in a second! Oh! I love my boat!
Advent!
Look at him. He's like, no, wait, we're powerlifting.
Jesus, that was so creepy.
We're powerlifting. The Blue Beetle or Spider-Man.
Jesus, that creepy.
I don't care about the Blue Beetle looking scary. We're power scaling. You need a tree. Look at this weakling. Spends 20 hours to try and bend it. Bend. Now look at the true hero. That's why he's a goat! That's why he's a goat! He did it in a second! My boy! He looks so alright. Blue Beetle is a good chat. He's hilarious. What the fuck? See, he struggled Peter! Struggle Peter. Struggle. Wait, I don't know. Just only.
I gotta go.
Yeah, but okay.
Well, actually, can you close the door?
Wait, let's just this. Wait, I
don't think.
Wait, look at it.
I'm willing to call it a tie if you are, Spidey.
He is so funny.
Oh, Spidey fixes the Hummer. The Hummer, 10 out of 10 film. If you saw this fucking scammer go, yeah, Hummer, he's a scammer who hums to say that your machines are broken. But now, he's 4 out of 10. But this guy,
Rocks. I'm writing a paper on them. This is a lasting stand between me and Brick, and I need.
We can all admit, this villain is terrifying. Look at this. First of all, they can't draw people. Spider-Man's drawn fine.
Dracula appears.
Dracula! Morgan Freeman plays Dracula.
Come on, Spider-Man! Get that green glob!
The first Spider-Man movie, he fights the Green Glob. They fucking knew what they were doing. Sam Raimi ripped this off. Can someone please fire him before he's done?
Isn't she a lovely lady?
I love the fact that Spider-Man's like, oh shit! Because he knows. Not so bad. He knows. Spider-Man fucking knows. He is, I love this version of Spider-Man, and I don't even mean it as a joke. I really, really love this version of Spider-Man. He is on his game. Here's my personal headcanon. This is Web of Shadows Spidey before Web of Shadows. That's my personal headcanon.
And so Spider-Man, with his incredible web-making powers, catches Dracula just in the nick of time.
Look, say what you want, but Dracula's actually 10 out of 10. He was gonna kill this innocent woman and made a joke. Now, why didn't this bitch just... Wait, what are you asking me to do? Why didn't this bitch just move? Oh, Blowhard. There's many here who aren't mentioned. Blowhard... I mean, we can all agree, this guy, like, blows far and can blow down shit. This guy's evil. 10 out of 10. No, 6 out of 10. I'm sorry about that. I didn't even show the whole reason I went there. He says, "This is one wall you'll never crawl, you word for, you walk on buffoon," or something. No, you red and blue buffoon. Like, shut the fuck up. You're a brick wall. Who the fuck are you calling stupid? Bitch ass, brick ass, motherfucking dumbass. Sorry.
That doesn't know. On one fateful day, my main man Josh was placing bricks and laying cement, you know.
Whoa, we gotta see his origin?
Classic Josh stuff. When suddenly there was a huge explosion. The bricks and cement that he had just placed crashed down on top of him, but instead of turning him into a grape in a hydraulic press, he became the wall.
Let's be honest, Josh is lucky to be alive. I feel bad for him. I'm sorry. Sorry about how long that took.
The wall's powers consist of being a big ol' wall. I think it goes without saying that the wall...
You forgot, this is one wall Spider-Man will never crawl. Got that.
Would be absolutely horrifying in real life. If the wall was real, I would need a seatbelt for my toilet, because I would be so scared that every single time I would even think about the wall, I would shit myself with such propulsion that I would launch myself to the mesosphere if I wasn't strapped down. To make matters worse, on his Wikipedia page, it says that his speed is faster than your average wall.
Oh my god, I can't do this. I'm gonna throw up. He's too scary.
Alright, okay. I think I've proven my point on how scary he is. Let's just go ahead and move on to the next one. Have you ever been like, hey, I don't really want to be murdered? Well, this next villain actually does just that. Oh, the little baby doesn't want to be murdered and die. Get over it. Next up, we're going to be going over Carnage. Carnage is a symbiote just like...
No, Carnage is actually scary. I said Venom was like an 8, I think he's a 10.
Like Venom, except, you know, he likes murder a lot more. Also, if I'm not incorrect, it's like way stronger than Venom is. The most famous host for the symbiote Carnage was actually a murderer named Cletus Cassidy. Which is like, you know, if you're gonna be a murderer, at least don't be named Cletus. And since their bloodlust matched up so perfectly, they actually ended up being a very dangerous combo. If you watched part 1, you know that I said...
Remember, if you ever fight in Cletus Cassidy, just put him in one area and just hold your leg on him.
Venom would be absolutely horrifying in real life, and I actually feel like Carnage would be way more scary than Venom in real life. Carnage has done a lot of terrible things that I can't get into because, like, I don't really want the video to be taken down, but just so you get a little grasp on how scary he would be, it's not uncommon for him to go on murder sprees just so that he can, quote, warm up to fight Spider-Man. Also, in one comic, he threw a baby out of a window. That's not a joke, that seems...
In Spider-Man Shared Dimensions, he literally sucked the life out of everyone in the building.
That seems like a joke I would make. That's not a joke. I know someone's gonna be like, yeah, but it was Peter Parker's baby. How does that make sense? Is there any joke? No, baby out of the window, warm up to fight Spider-Man. Also, in one comic...
So that's how Carnage would be terrifying or when... Drunk, are you?
On post?
How Carnage would be scary on Venom. Because he does kill him sprees just to warm up to fight Spider-Man. And then he did this.
He threw a baby out of a window.
Just for help.
That's not a joke. That seems like a joke I would make. That's not a joke. I know someone's gonna be like, yeah, but it was Peter Parker's baby. How does that make sense? Is there any doubt that Carnage would be absolutely horrifying in real life?
Okay, 10 out of 10. I mean, he's Carnage. There's no debate on why Carnage wouldn't be. You could say, oh, well, no, I can't even think of a reason why it wouldn't be scary. He's Carnage. Hey, YouTuber, you should do why TMNT villains would be terrifying. Hi, Finn, you should do a video on TMNT villains.
Okay, there is a villain that I actually do need to do because I genuinely feel bad for forgetting them in episode 1. Dr. Otto
I was gonna say Mr.
Octavius. Wait! Dr. Otto Octavius. Oh! Dr. Otto Octavius. I get it now. Watch this, watch. Dr. Otto Octavius. Dr. Otto Octavius. Otto Octavius. Octavius. And then you put it together, and it says I'm just kidding, I knew that, but I didn't want anybody who didn't know it to feel stupid, because for the longest time I thought it was Doc Ock, like he was an octopus because he had multiple arms, but he only had 4 arms instead of 8, so I was really confused. Wait, it is short for Dr. Octopus? I mean, the confusion for the name alone is already horrifying. So before Otto went crazy, he was like a super good scientist that was actually a mentor for Peter Parker. And
I like Dr. Octopus, he's a cool villain.
I've seen like a million different reasons.
Untrue.
And different reasons for why he ends up actually becoming a villain, but lucky for us, none of that really matters for whether or not he would be scary in real life. He obviously has his mechanical arms that he built that he controls with his mind, so that's pretty cool, but nothing about him is inherently scary if you keep your distance and don't mess with him. On the other hand, though, get it because he has 4 mechanical
I think he's pretty terrifying.
arms. Superior Spider-Man.
Okay. Okay, just ranking the original Dr. Octopus, I think he's a 4. Nah, he's a 6. He's a 6 out of 10.
Otto is put into the body of Peter Parker. He realizes that he now has the strength of Spider-Man. He punches Scorpion in the jaw, and he actually punches him so hard that he tears his jaw off of his body. That then makes him realize that Peter Parker's been holding back all these years. So Spider-Man's strength, coupled with the mind of Dr. Otto Octavius, is not a good combo. Now, I know that Superior Spider-Man isn't technically a villain, but the idea of having to run from this guy is
Yeah, I really despise him. If he heard the shit I said about him, he would not be happy. I'm just not a big Superior Spider-Man fan. I mean, I like the costume, but it's the fact that this guy is the guy who wore a costume that really upsets me. If someone who was cool, someone who was awesome wore a costume, then yeah, that would be cool. But this guy... Look, if you ask me, why do you hate him? I'm gonna give the main reason. He's a cuck. He wanks to Peter fucking MJ. That is cuck behavior. I'm not joking, that happened. This is why I don't like Superior Spider-Man.
Absolutely horrifying. Overall though, just because Otto isn't like necessarily that horrifying on his own, I'm just gonna go ahead and give him a 7 out of 10. Alright, next I'm gonna go ahead and do Kraven the Hunter.
10.
Wait, what? What is this dude hunting? A first place trophy at a bodybuilding competition? Oh, come on. Stop. Come on. You're too nice. Come on. I just came up with that off the top of my head. I appreciate it. Nobody actually can lift 2 tons, though, so... Kraven Hunter is really cool and absolutely horrifying if he's coming after you. But if he has no reason to come after you, like he hasn't been told to hunt you, then he's not scary. Like, let's say for the purposes of ranking him, that he has been hired to come after you and kill you. If he ends up accepting the deal, this is how it would go. Wait, whoa, what's this? Someone sent Kraven the Hunter after, and then you're dead. Kraven the Hunter is scary, but not on the same level as some of the other characters we've gone over, so just for the sake of keeping it consistent, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 6 out of 10. Do you think?
I give a 5. No. Alright.
So just for the sake of keeping it consistent, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 6 out of 10. Do you think that there's gonna be an ad right here?
Nah.
Anyway, the next one I'm gonna rate is gonna be Mysterio. Let me
finally
explain to you why Mysterio would be horrifying in real life. Mysterio has the ability in one way or another to create perfect illusions. Illusions that seem so real that you can barely differentiate them from reality. He can make people see and believe whatever he wants. He can make people think that they're fighting opponents that they're not fighting, and he can make you feel like you've gone absolutely insane without you even being able to prove that he was even there. I mean, if that's not scary enough, just imagine. He can make an illusion that makes you think that you aren't subscribed to me on YouTube. I know, I shouldn't have gone that dark, but I just really wanted to prove that this guy's scary. The person
also, he can make you fight people you love who are dead, or make them come back to make fun of you.
Behind Mysterion. Wait, Mysterion?
Mysterion's a badass.
Person behind Mysterio, Quentin Beck, is not scary on his own, but the things that he could do with what he has is absolutely scary. Jake Gyllenhaal. Also, as we know, he holds grudges basically forever, so if you do him wrong, then like... just count your days, I guess. I can't imagine...
2 out of 10.
Imagine somebody being like,
nah, my worst nightmares come to life aren't that scary.
So for these reasons, I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. I kinda wanna do one that's really creepy in like an unsettling way. Like when you look at them, you're just like, ugh. So I've been trying to think of villains that...
What?
Sorry, what's up? What'd you say?
Read the spot.
Huh? Oh, you're saying rate the spot. I thought you were saying wipe your snot. I was like, I don't have any snot on my face. Let's go ahead and do Scorpion next. I don't know, I think
Spot, he's a 1 out of 10.
Especially people don't really think of the Scorpion as scary because his name is Scorpion, so it kind of is on theme with Spider-Man because it's like, look at them, they're bugs, you know? But when you take into consideration that he can lift 15 tons and he has very similar abilities to Spider-Man, plus he has that Scorpion stinger that I'm
6.
pretty sure can just like one shot kill you if you get hit and you're not like a superhuman. I think this is an important character to differentiate that there's creepy and there's scary. Does that make sense? Like you can be scared of something without it being creepy. For example, I'm scared that I might accidentally step on Mike Tyson's shoe and then he uppercuts me and I poop myself in public. But just because I'm scared of that, that doesn't make Mike Tyson creepy. So that's how I think of Scorpion. I'm scared of the idea of him coming after me, but I don't think of him as creepy. I'm gonna go ahead and give Scorpion a generous 7 out of 10.
Do the spot. Come on, bro. Please. I asked you nicely, come on.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna do the spot next. So if you haven't seen Spider-Verse and you want to see it and don't want
spoiler warning,
spoilers, go ahead and skip to this time stamp. Yeah, that's the. If you don't want spoilers for Across the Spider-Verse, go to the time that I put on the screen.
I mean, I'm thinking of classic spots, not less, but still.
Because that's when I'll be done talking about spoilers for Spider-Verse. I'm gonna give you a second. Alright, here I go. Something that was really interesting about the spot in Across the Spider-Verse is at the beginning of the movie, everybody was taking him as a joke. Like, I heard you all in theater, everybody was like,
He's so silly.
myself included, I had no idea what was about to happen.
I hate this guy. This guy's a cunt. Like, you didn't have to be such a dick. Sure, he's robbing your store. But like, is that even defense at that point? He was not fighting back. This guy was literally trying to kill him. This isn't defense, this is attempted murder.
But even then, just the way that he was built was like a little bit of uncanny valley because it was unsettling because just certain body parts were longer than others and like the way he was standing was like, I don't like it. As he got more and more powerful and the movie progressed, you realize that his entire intention was to hurt Miles. And with the powers that
like a petty bitch
he had, it feels like if you're a non-spider person and he was coming after you, there's absolutely nothing you can do. He can go wherever he wants, across different multiverses, and he looks like this.
Yeah, I prefer White Spot over Black Spot. Wait, what?
Please, I don't want to fight you anymore. I don't think that there's any way that anybody could watch Across the Spider-Verse and see what the Spot became and not say that he would be absolutely horrifying in real life.
I never really cared for Spot. I was so focused on like just the Miguel story and thinking, this ain't like Spider-Man.
By the way, in case you didn't know, in the scene where the Spot is showing...
No offense. I did like the movie, I just don't like Miguel in this movie.
Miles' future, there's like a 1 second frame where it shows Brooklyn and there's a bunch of dead spider people all over.
Nah, it's probably nothing, don't worry.
The ground. Presumably he killed them all. I know I've said it before, but the Spot would be absolutely horrifying in real life. 10 out of 10. Alright, the timestamp's coming up that I told people to skip to, so I'm gonna say a fake spoiler and we'll see how many people get mad about it. Alright, here we go. And then Spot made Miles do the Dougie. That was insane. Alright, anyway. Okay, on to the next villain. Alright, I'm actually really excited for this next one because as some of you know...
What do you guys think? Spot First 1 or Spot First 2 suit?
Well, I actually really like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, so this one's gonna be fun. Electro. So for anybody...
Yeah, Electro's pretty scary. I mean... you know, I know 7. He could destroy you. Electricity would be fucked up.
That doesn't know, Electro has the ability to control electricity and he can also like fly around. He's one of those characters where unless you're a superpowered individual, there's pretty much nothing you can do if he wants you dead. In some iterations he can travel through electricity, which means he can travel at the speed of electricity, and when you actually take the time to calculate the speed at which electricity moves, it's actually 1.2 inches per minute. Wait, what? Okay, well by the speed of electricity, I didn't mean the speed at which an electron can travel through a wire. I think it more so means the speed of an electromagnetic voltage pulse traveling through a wire. So calculating the speed at which he can move gets tricky because technically light waves are electromagnetic waves. Psych, did you actually think I was going to calculate the speed at which Electro moves? This isn't game theory.
Plus somebody else already did that.
They said that Electro would be able to move at 150,000 feet per second, which is actually really fast. When you calculate that over, that'd be 102,272.7 miles per hour. I just had the realization that none of that matters. We would all just die anyway. The speed at which we would die doesn't really matter. Electro would be scary in real life. Alright, next up we're gonna do my main man, Kingpin. Wilson Fisk.
Yeah, you've seen the scene from Daredevil. 10 out of 10. He's just no, 8 out of 10. He's just hawkishly strong. I'm just going 8 out of 10. It's fucking terrifying. If you do research a scene from Daredevil Born Again, gore warning. Or if you want a more kid-friendly example, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where he kills Peter.
Has done a lot of terrible, deplorable, and scary things to people. But for some reason, I think he's hilarious. And Into the Spider-Verse, when he sees Miles and he's just like,
kill that guy.
I don't know why, but that's just so funny to me. Every time I watch it, I know it's supposed to be a serious scene, but I always laugh. Don't get me wrong, I know that if he was real and he knew I was laughing at him, he would have my entire extended family put into a blood dome full of hungry wolves or something, but like, you got...
Yeah. I feel the same way. I mean, he's meant to be funny, but like... One of my favorite parts about Wilson Fisk is the fat jokes. I know that, we're not supposed to laugh at fat people, but like, I'm just a fictionalized murderer, so I don't really feel bad for him being called fat, because he's a psychopath.
I got to admit, from a distance he's funny. He has a ton of power and he's extremely strong physically, so if you find yourself on his radar in a bad way, you're either going to be killed by someone he knows, or he's gonna go and do it personally. One of the things that he likes to do, since he's so opposing physically, is just kind of like crush people's heads and bodies as a whole. So obviously that's not a ton of fun, but I feel like he's similar to Scorpion in the way where I said, he's scary, but not creepy. I would be scared if Kingpin were real, but I don't think I would lose sleep.
What is happening to Spider-Man?
I know that a lot of people really like Kingpin as a villain, so go ahead and let me know down in the comments what your favorite Kingpin moment is.
Spider-Verse.
Before we move on, I want to point something out really quickly. Every single villain that I've mentioned...
You didn't mention Hammerhead, Morbius, or Chameleon? Chameleon, Tarantula? Oh, okay, we're playing the guessing game now. I know most of these guys, so it's Morbius, Kingpin, Sandman, Lizard, Kraven, Green Goblin, Electro, Venom, Rhino, Mysterio, Dr. Octopus, Vulture, Scorpion, Carnage, Hammerhead. There's a few, the husband or spider. I don't know who a few of these are. There's Chameleon over there.
In this video, aside from Kraven the Hunter, is located in New York. They all have their own thing that they do that's terrible, but they don't do them every day. And this could be for a variety of different reasons, like some of the time they might be in prison, but let's be real with how easily they break out of prison in comic books, they're probably not in prison. So my question is, for a majority of the time when they're not doing these evil things...
Also, Persona's in Scotland, I'm not really late.
What are they doing? Like, they have to do something in all that downtime. There's no way they're just sitting in silence the entire time. Not to mention, they have to eat something, right? They're still alive. Like, do you ever see them at the supermarket or the convenience store and they're picking up, like, an oven-cooked pizza? Or do they just order DoorDash and whoever's delivering it and meets them at the door is like, Like, I understand it probably takes a lot of time to come up with an evil scheme, but there's no way it's 24/7. They have to be doing something else at some point, right? Alright, anyway, let's go on to the next villain.
Good points, good points.
Up is Stiltman.
Stiltman. Stiltman will never not be funny.
Man walks around with big ol' stilt legs, and his real name is Wilbur. Stiltman has the ability to change how big or small his robotic legs
The design isn't even bad.
are. I tremble just at the thought of him kicking a soccer ball. You know how people, when they're teasing somebody who's shorter than them, they'll grab something of theirs and then hold it up as high as they can so that you can't reach it? Stiltman could do that to everybody. I just really wanted to prove that there was some scary villains in this episode, and I know...
Stiltman. I mean, if he kicked you, it'd be terrifying. If he stomped you, 3 out of 10.
We had some doozies. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Before this video starts, I did want to share a little bit of good news and a little bit of bad news. I'll start with the bad news because life is eternal suffering. The bad news is this episode of Would Spider-Man Villains Be Scary in Real Life might be the last.
Okay.
I just feel like this might be the last episode where I have any major Spider-Man villains left to rate. But now I'll share...
Morbius, Hammerhead? I mean, I don't know. That subtitle. Where I have any major Spider-Man films left to... Wow, YouTube, you need to, YouTube, Jesus. Alright, subtitles. My god. I really, wow. I need a moment. I really do. That subtitle. Let's just continue.
Here's the good news. This morning I found a penny on the side of the street and it was on heads. Alright, here we go. For episode 3, let's come out the gate swinging with Prowler. If you don't think that the Prowler is one of the coolest Spider-Man villains, then you're lying to yourself. Especially with what we've seen from Spider-Verse. Not to mention he's got some of the coolest suits, like his
Please don't hurt me, Spider-Man.
color pattern with like
Never mind, I guess.
that futuristic metal look always looks sick. Now I know that there's definitely somebody out there saying right now,
This video is supposed to be rated about how scary they would be, not on how cool they would be.
I wish that you would stop talking forever.
the reason I bring up how cool he is because I want to say he would be intimidating if he were a villain in real life, but he wouldn't be scary. Like if he were coming after you specifically, he would be like 10 out of 10 scary. But just like knowing that he exists in the same world as you wouldn't make you like lose sleep and just be like, oh look at that guy, that's weird anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Prowler a 6 out of 10.
I mean, he's just a thief, right? I don't know much. I think he's just a thief. Or 2.
Alright, next let's do Hydro Man. Hydro Man's real name is Morris Bench. What? The only thing that would make this dude's real name less scary would be if he was named like Hubert or like Herman. Hydro Man has the abilities to turn his body into water. So basically,
So he's anti-Sandman. What rating did I give Sandman? Like a 6? He's getting a 5 because Sandman's cooler.
there's nothing you can do, I guess. Like, what am I as just a regular dude gonna do against water? Like, what am I gonna punch the water? For some reason,
Make it hot, turn into steam.
I immediately thought of how scary a sneak attack by him would be. Like with other villains, the second you realize something is wrong, you can kind of like prepare yourself. But if he snuck up behind you, you would just be like, oh, I'm drowning now. I would be absolutely horrified if Hydro Man were real. Like, it would fill my every waking thought. I would be having a casual conversation with my friends, and if I even thought I felt a drop of water, it would be like,
Yeah, I mean, the first one was fine, but I just thought the second one was really bad.
no, I think you're just believing the hype. I don't think that the second one was actually that. Morris? Hello? Morris? Hydro Man would be horrifying if he were real, so I'm gonna give him a 10 out of 10. Next up,
Yeah, I'm going 5.
let's go ahead and do Shocker. So
Shocker! 10 out of 10.
Shocker's real name is Herman Schultz. Wait.
Flashback.
The only thing that would make this dude's real name less scary would be if he was named like Hubert or like Herman. So Herman uses a special suit.
What ranking did I give Electro? 7? He's getting an 8 because he's cooler than Electro in every way.
That gives him shockwave abilities. Now usually electric powers are pretty scary, like with characters like Electro where they can turn into electricity, but Herman can't do that. He doesn't use electricity. I thought he used electricity for the longest time, but no, he uses his compressed air. So obviously if it were me versus him, I would be dead in 2 seconds. But just the concept of him alone isn't scary like some of the others, so for that, I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. For this next villain, I'm gonna need you to play along and imagine something. I want you to close your eyes. I said close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes. Okay, now you can open them. I just wanted to see if you trusted me enough to do it. If you did it, you're a real one, I guess. You know.
Thank you.
I don't know. So anyway, Chameleon. Chameleon has the power to change his skin and look like anybody ever. So if you've heard my opinions
Is that racist?
on Clayface from Batman, you know where this is going. Chameleon would be absolutely horrible.
I'm kinda sad that Chameleon doesn't get much representation in media.
Terrifying in real life because you would have no idea who to trust. Anybody you didn't know deeply and personally could be impersonated and you would have no idea. He could essentially get away with whatever he wants and nobody could even really pinpoint that it was him that did it. You would have to constantly have the suspicion that nobody is who they say they are.
Oh, so you mean like the new Disney Plus Marvel TV show Secret Invasion?
Nah. I mean like Among Us. For
What the Okay, sorry, that kinda got me off guard. That was kinda sauce.
paranoia purposes, I'm gonna give Chameleon a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say.
I've had a lot of recommendations on my previous videos to do characters that are more or less just rich crime bosses, and while they are scary, they're already real. So if you want to know what it would be like to live in a world where rich people can do and get away with whatever they want, look around. Alright, next villain. This next villain is by far the scariest villain that I have covered on my channel, period. So get ready for this one. Next up is Kangaroo.
He's a pretty cool villain.
Kangaroo's real name is Frank Oliver. He grew up in Australia, and one day while studying a pack of kangaroos, he Would it be a pack of kangaroos? What's a pack of kangaroos called? A pack of kangaroos is called a mob. So one day while studying a mob of kangaroos, Frank Oliver was bitten by a radioactive kangaroo that then
really wants to be Spider-Man.
That then made it so that he could jump higher than a normal human.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have nightmares for months. This is too...
Spider-Man is got bit by a spider, can jump higher than a human, can swim, can fly with his web wings. What does this guy have? Nothing. I'm sorry, I'm just comparing him to Spider-Man because he's just fake-ass Spider-Man. Get the fuck out of the kitchen!
Too far.
I'm really sorry that I made you hear about that. I totally understand if you want to leave a mean comment because I shouldn't have put something that scary in this video, but I knew that I had to end this episode on a scary one. I know that there are plenty more Spider-Man villains that I could rate on whether or not they'd be scary in real life, but honestly I don't want to bore you. So let me know in the comments if you think I should do more of these or if you think I should move on to a different character.
I really think you should do more.
Or, you know, you can comment whatever, I guess. I can't control you. But regardless, thank you all so much for supporting this series as much as you have. It really means a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks, man.
I don't care!
Well, I do care. Thank you, man. Hyphen, that was an amazing video. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. This was amazing.